Why Australia? Well, it was just a feeling. I was born in a small village called Pozzo della Chiana. I remember feeling a little bit bored when I was growing up, and I felt like I wasn't belonging in my little village anymore. I always felt connected. Ever since I was 15, I said I want to go in by the van and go in the heart of Australia to meet the indigenous people. And I didn't prepare anyone. I just said, Mom, Dad, I'm going to Australia. I saw lots of concerned faces, and the first answer was no. And that's because I come from a very traditional Italian family. It was like a really cold shower for them and my grandparents because we all lived together. So the first week, I felt still really disoriented. And I was living in a very different environment, near the beach. Everything was really surreal. The whole first week, I was just feeling uncomfortable. Like I really, I stepped out of my comfort zone. I thought I had a bit of English, but then it was like a slap in my face when I realized that my English was pretty crap, if I can say. If you can't communicate, you can't build friendships. I pushed myself to be with all the other people, but not Italian people, so I had to push myself to learn English. So that was my very first experience without my family. I knew nothing about life, from like practical skills to emotional skills, because I had to face the fact that I was by myself. I had to find a house, rent a house, open a bank account. You think, it's easy, yes, but it's hard when you've never done it before. I had lots to do with other migrants because being in a situation that is not so comfortable, and it's just that empathy that you develop. So I bonded straight away with some of my classmates because we were all after the same thing, trying to make it through the school. What I didn't really take into consideration was the fact that I could lose a job because of my English barrier, which in fact happened, and I was pretty sad. There was absolutely nothing that was going into the right direction. And of course, people know that migrants need some cash-in-hand jobs, or they know that, your family is overseas. There was this one time in Sydney where I took a job as a waitress. The pay was really low, it was $13 an hour. I didn't really know much. I didn't know if that was okay or not. I just took it because I was in need. I knew how to be a waitress because I worked before. And I knew straight away it was the way for him to pay me cheap. He knew that, I was an international student or a backpack, whatever, so I knew he was taking advantage of me. I put all my energy to achieve my biggest dream. My goal was to live in Australia, so I enrolled myself in a diploma of early childhood. I was learning a completely new job that I've never done. I never worked in childcare back in Italy, so I was working, making sure I had money to pay the school. Oh, and by the way, pay rent and all of that. I signed my contract for the childcare in Darwin. I applied for the permanent residency, which allowed me to live in Australia without a visa. So now all of those worries were over. So I became citizen 26th of January 2019. It was basically one of the most exciting days of my life, my biggest dream. Ever since I became a citizen, I felt unstoppable. I felt that it's possible, you can dream big and you can achieve it. So I felt like with incredible power. To me, Australia was and still is La Terra Promessa. It's an Italian way of saying, the land of promises and the land of freedom. My life changed a lot. I'm free. I haven't bought that van yet, but it will come probably later.
Officially Australian citizens.